Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Studio with an 18 by 24 inch canvas. It's been sitting around a little too long. Anyway, I want to do something forest scene type thing, but I have to start somewhere. And I think it's going to go in stages, so this is stage 1. No idea what I'm going to do. I'm just going to follow my instincts. I don't necessarily want it to be a night scene, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of white. And I've taken my turntable away. I've got some Frostbite with Vivid Intense Red Violet in it that I'd like to use up, if I can. I've also got some periwinkle that I might use. And I guess I'm going to keep draining that somewhere. What else do I want? I want something interesting in there. Let's use a little bit of Posidon blue, which is a Fairy Tales primary element. Just playing it by ear. This is periwinkle. This is Vivid Intense Fluorescent. When it opens. And since it doesn't, since it's a background and there'll be things over the top of it, I wonder where that lump went. I do need to move a few bottles out of my way. I figured I'd have some leftover paint. And there's that lump I wanted out of there. Now, I've got some jasmine and I think I'm going to use it. Along with a little bit of saffron. The jasmine's a primary element. The saffron is a prism pour. I think I want these to be sideways, to tell you the truth. I keep finding things in my paint. But I've got to remember that it's only a stage and I can pull stuff out. And there it is again. Now, I think I like the African violet, but I think I really want some deep amethyst. And possibly, oh, please don't have water in you. Yes, thank you. So this is basically my start of the background. When I run out of time, I'm going to the store. This is Midnight Shadow. And this is the Black Iris. I want to play with a little bit of Peacock. The Black Iris. I will list all the colors underneath the video. Let's hope this is open. I'd like it to be open. Oh, it's open. Good. I've got some new teal I just mixed up too. Let's get rid of that. I see no problem using. I am definitely trying to just blend. And I like what the peacock looks like. So there's going to be some more of that. Like, evidently a lot more. I expect to be putting some black in, some white in, I'm having fun just removing paint with my spatula right now, but I don't actually need to do that. I just need a background. I'm going to try some of my Fandango because I can. I don't like it when it does that. I thought I shook this earlier. It should not have come back like that. I like the large canvas because I can definitely play with colors. I like making lines with my spatula too. There's nothing to keep me from doing whatever I want tomorrow. And I could play with textures along the way just to see how I like certain mark making capacities. I think I want a bunch of purple. I've got some, what is it? It is Marooned, and I remember this is a great color. And I think I'm going to mix it with a little bit of Periwinkle Vivid Intense. Marooned is a Prizm pour, I believe. Let's use a little bit of green tea in here. Just mixed up. This is a primary element. And throw a little bit of Seaglass, another primary element. And since I've got it out and haven't used it yet, let's use some of the Royal Sapphire. I wanted some Fandango, but there's nothing to keep me from having that as well. And if I'm quick enough, I can scratch patterns in the painting surface through to the dry part. Kind of wondered if maybe my texture tools would work. They're kind of square, but I think I can make them work. Alright, I want some more of this green tea up here. For my foresty feeling stuff, and my faux sunset in the background is working okay. I think I'm going to go for the Fandango. Use my spatula to create some texture. I like the purple to sort of fill in where the black is and keep some negative seeming feeling space. I don't know why I'm being called the saffron, but I am. Try and keep my bottles out of the way. I've got a very large chunk of dried paint I just discovered. Well, that turned out kind of muddy, so I'm going to wipe my spatula off right now. Grab some of the sour lemon. I've still got paint on there. Let's just use it up and wipe it off. I need this side. I am being called to, and I want some Egyptian blue. If I can lay my hands on it, that'd be perfect. But I'm not seeing it, so maybe I'll just use some Midnight Shadow again, which is really beautiful. So, and I have some of this new teal that I added Payne's Gray and Gold and Diamonds to, and I want to use some of that, but I'm going to have to shake that up. I know I am. I foolishly thought I could add distilled water and thin things down. I want more of Peacock. More Peacock, please. I didn't put any of the wintergreen in there. I might finish this. I kind of doubt it, but I might. I love having a black background. It means I can decide to stop and that I'm done. That's the Fandango and then the Seaglass. What have I got that I can pounce in there? I've got these, that's not really right. Never mind. I cleaned off, and where is, yep. This is a cottage cheese lid, cut in half, sliced in two, and bent back in 2 directions. So I'm just going to pounce and drag. I just create an entirely different texture. And I might still want some of the wintergreen I hadn't put in yet. And maybe a little Mayan gold. I'm hoping that I'm still in your vision, but I wonder. That's not coming out. I have another gold handy, I know I do. But I'd like it to come out. Stubborn, I know. Nope, not going to waste more time on that. You know what I do have? I have Emperor's Gold, which is going to be a nice contrast. Actually. Get that Mayan Gold out of here and get ready to... Might as well use it, right? I've got another tool that I thought I might want to use, and I'm going to compare it to using a tongue depressor . I kind of want some silver in there now that I've got the gold. That's funny. But I am having a wicked good time, so I recommend playing. I want to dip that in, but I think I'm going to have to use the canvas to facilitate the dip. It does give the impression, for me at least, of a forest, except for that big paint chip on my spatula. And I do love the marks that the spatula leaves behind. That's pretty cool. I'm thinking I might be close to being done, even though I didn't think it was going to be anything but a stage 1. Right at the moment, I like everything about it. Pretty much. Let's try some of the golden maple down here. That's a Bling It. Primary Element. Just to bring in a little contrast. And maybe a little shimmer. Just digging right down onto the canvas. And exposing the colors behind. I keep thinking I'm going to use a balloon and then I don't do it. Throw a little bit more Fandango in over here. And a little Seaglass with it. Fandango is Prizm pour. Seaglass is not. Yeah, I don't mind that. I looked for a while for this canvas and I'm like, oh no, I can't find it, but I knew it was here somewhere. I kind of want some light blue, but I'm pretty happy. I know I keep saying that, like I'm trying to reassure myself. I'm not sure what else I need. I never did use any of that Frostbite. Maybe I should. Maybe I should wipe off my spatula before I do that too, just because. Kind of looks like I need a fresh one. I'm not sure I'm done with the jasmine, which in this case I did add a little bit of quinacridone magenta vivid intense. I'm going to have a little bit more sour lemon. And I've got a minute or so to tell you guys I love you, you inspire me always, and I hope you come again. I have 31 playlists with 100 videos on them, and they're all organized by topic and genre also. So if you ever want something, just ask me. I'm not minding that. Don't mind spreading the joy. That's what I think of when I see the sour lemon. I'm going to have to edit this. So what can I tell you? 20% off Colourarte coupon code. I'm a Colourarte affiliate, so you help me if you shop Colourarte, and you help yourself if you use 20% off coupon code. There is a 10% off Pixel Paint Designs coupon code, and I kind of like that. The black mark reminds me of sort of a mountain showing through in the distance. And I kind of wonder about the sunny aspect. So what am I forgetting? Everything suddenly. I love you guys. I hope you come again. I post at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that's got to be done. Still a little bit of that paint. Put it right in there. Yeah, I like that. I could keep going. I know I could. So this reminds me of a dark forest over here, and that's okay. I'm forgetting everything. Please give me a thumbs up. Share my videos if you will. My paint pouring recipes below show more. I do sell my artwork. I give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida. Thank you for the donations. Please make a donation through PayPal. I'm not sure I have a moment to shimmer this at you, but I'll give it a shot. I think you're probably already gone. Okay, I'm back, and this is the next day, and this is dry, and I actually really like it just the way it is, and I could leave it alone, but I talked it over with my friend. My husband thinks it looks like an underwater scene. I still think it looks like a forest. Talked it over with my friend who identified it as a forest scene without being told anything. And I've got tools to add texture, and I think I want leaves in these trees and maybe some boughs in the green over here and some leaves or flowers in the bottom. So I've got a bunch of tools and toys out. Starting with, I've got my marble bag that I can put down and paint over. We'll try that. And I took a bunch of skewers that have paintballs on the end. And I imagine somehow I can get them all to be level. And I'll try that. I don't know how it's going to work. Then there's the tool that I cut notches out of and bent them up. I could bend them both ways and have them on both sides, but I think if I dip it in paint and pull it around, I'll get a different mark. Then there's the basting brush, which may or may not work. We need to try it to find out. Here's the tool I was using originally. It's got some texture over here, and I like the way it looked. Also, I have makeup sponges that have been cut in the past into the shape of leaves, and obviously just one swipe tool. So what I'm thinking about starting with is putting some paint into my dish, starting with Seaglass, yeah, some Peacock, whoops, I thought I was going to have to shake that up. Peacock Primary Prizm Pour, Seaglass Primary Element, Triple Sec Prizm Pour, a little bit of green tea, a little bit of everything. A little bit of green tea is green tea was I believe it's a primary element in a very hard to squeeze out bottle. Then I've got the teal with the Payne's gray I mixed up. And I don't think that's going to hurt anything. I'm not sure how much of that I want in there. I want some purples, but I also want to put some Indian yellow in there, which is a vivid intense. And with it, I'm going to put a little bit of Isadora, which is a primary element. Because I think most leaves have shades of colors. And just for contrast, I'm going to throw a little bit of this. Is it? I bet it's Amethyst Queen. No, it's Snapdragon, and I love Snapdragon, which is another primary element. But it's a great shadow color for greens. Along with, why not, some Marooned. And I really wanted some light colored purple in there, but I don't have, oh, you know what I do? I have a Plum Blossom, which it might not be a good time to put this in now, but I gotta start somewhere, and so I'm gonna try it. Hopefully there's enough room. Thought I'd use that antique meat tray, but if I don't have to, I won't. So, where to start? I think we'll start with the paintball. These are I think these are the least likely to work. But if they do, it's okay with me. Just looking for texture, just like I was yesterday. And if there's colors down there, I should add some red. I was going to say some pink. Where is my jasmine? That's not it. Where'd it go? There it is. I found it. Throw a little bit of that in right there with that marooned. Oh, that's already working better than I anticipated. Not now. Take some of that out. Put it back in the dish. Dry canvas, wonderful thing. Alright, so I'm going to leave that alone and try just for grins the basting brush, which is kind of cool actually. Go figure, a brush works well. Reminds me of Lupin's. Yeah, a lot actually. I might really like the basting brush better than anything. It's a new concept for me, using a palette to paint with. So it's time, before I'm done with this, to go ahead and experiment. I'm going to take mostly the Peacock, the Seaglass, I don't know about that yet. Kind of want to wipe it off. Like, really. Although it's not hurting anything where you're... I can't talk today. This is the first thing I've done today. I'm just going to go in here with the colors I like and continue my journey. I got to go up there in that batch of trees where that was the Emperor's Gold that I really liked. I think it would take a little time to get used to this tool, but I'm not really unhappy with the consistency of the markings. But I do think I want to throw a little bit of saffron in there, because I can, sort of thing. Flowers on the forest floor. Or if my husband has his way, fish. Just mess them up a little bit. Make them look like everything else. Thought about cutting into a sheet of acetate and slicing it up and trying to round the tips. I want to try this tool, which is feeling kind of dangerous. Like I said, I can't talk to Matt today. But I think the more textures I put in, the more interesting it's going to get. That's my theory, and I hope it's right. And it's not wrong yet. Just little dabs and dashes. Kind of makes me want to turn my paint pan around. So I need to contemplate just using the straight pan that I thought I would to begin with. Or not. Just add colors by slashing it in and then messing it around. I'm not sure it looks like boughs, but it looks like more intense texture, which is what I was originally claiming that I was after anyway. That looked more like limbs on a tree. Just back and forth and through each other. That's pretty cool, actually. I'm so nervous. I can't even tell you. This is just all new territory for me. I like if I keep using the paint in the same direction, then the blue shadows are at the bottom until I go over them with new paint. Excuse my frog in my throat. I like the yellows because it looks like sun and trees. And I like that I have colored a sunset color behind those. I want more. Move them over. I guess being nervous at this point might actually be helpful. Tall, skinny pine trees. Very surreal. I'm still not done with those foamy makeup sponge cutout leaves either, though. That's not bothering me. I kind of think I'm going to need something that's mostly yellows for over here. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I'm not beyond grabbing another dish either and putting some of the Indian yellow out, which is really similar to my Orange Crush, but not exactly the same. Come on, open. There's the Indian yellow. Ah, shiny taffeta. Isadora. Shiny taffeta is a Prizm pour. I'm going to put some of that sour lemon with Orange Crush in there just because. Am I? Am I not? Did you seal yourself up on me? Clever me, I didn't leave a pair of tweezers handy. I did! Yay! Hang on, give me a second. Oh, cool. The tip came right clean. And the only thing I didn't put in there I talked about was Tuscan Sun. And what am I looking at? I kind of think maybe a little bit of the Seaglass. And I wonder if I can clean off my tool. Probably not very easily. But I do have a sponge, so give me a second more. And if I have any colors in there, I don't think it'll be a problem. This time I'm going to tap it off. Try and push them down. So every time I pick up a clump, I'm going to make the most random selection of marks. I don't think it's something I would consider to be quick. I got to turn my makeshift brush. See how I like that. I think if I get enough in there, I'll probably like it better. But I do seem to have something that's... I think it's time to try. Maybe use what I've already got. And the makeup sponge. Which still has some paint on it from the last time. I still wish I had made up another tool to try. Squeeze down, all of you. Line up. Oh, that worked. I guess talking to it helps. So then it doesn't. But I do remember there's a dry canvas, which means I can take stuff off. That's bugging me. Kind of want something more red over here. And I bet I've got something like bonfire, maybe? Yeah, that'll work. Maybe if I put some dots down, I can bounce something into it. Tempted to try the basting brush again. Probably a good idea to pick that up before the paint dries in the bristles. forget how good that works, or how well that works. As long as I take the time to knock off the excess. And don't forget, you got to keep turning it to make a different pattern, because you don't want the same pattern over and over again. Next we want to put green back here. Kind of want those to move all the way down. I hope I'm not going to hate this. If I was quick enough, I could still wipe it off. Well, now that's interesting, because the basting brush is clotted up into little groups, and that's kind of helpful actually. Kind of want another color in there. I'm going to snag a little bit of that marooned. A little bit more of it actually. Some of the plum blossom is in there too. More still? More still. I'm loving that that's clotted up. I'm going to have to remember to put it right into the bucket. Spread my trees out a little bit. Try and keep the patterns organic. Yeah, this is going to use a lot of time. So I should really basically just stop talking. And I got a minute before that stops. I've got other basting brushes, so I'm going to throw that in the bucket. And I'm going to grab my little leaf shape. I'm going to use it for whatever. It doesn't have to be leaves, it can be anything. Got good colors. And I'm going to try and sense when I'm going to be done with this, so I don't leave you hanging. I don't mind any of that. Got to stop soon. So what should I tell you? I told you everything at the end of part 1. Need more dark green in there. Or peacock in this case. One more purple. The maroon makes a great shadow. I think I said that already. You could scratch through there, which I'm inclined to do actually. I like the rounded end that's not too sharp on the back side of the tweezers. It was unusual. My camera battery just dropped me on my head. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm going to keep playing with it for a while longer. I don't know what that black spot signifies, but I'm going to use my card to pick up some paint. Put some more sections of forest in the background, I guess, because I've got the paint and the will. And every time I dip my card in, I get another selection of paint, which adds some dimension. Don't be afraid to use the corner of your card to add some texture. It's not a quick process. I guess I'm going to try and get rid of that black. Although I did like it when I had it at the time. I don't mind some of it under the trees, just up above them doesn't make any sense to me. But allowing some of it to show when I scrape through, that kind of works. A little bit more and I'm going to call it good. But I like adding my faux trees. I'm so not done. They look like saplings to me. Not sure what to do about this up here. It could be part of a mountain. Why not? Let's make a mountain. Add a little more to these trees. Seems like a good idea. It's hard not to feel like you're in a hurry when you're making a video. I think it could happen to anybody. I want some more yellow over there. I guess I'm not done with that yet. I forgot how well the basting brush worked, and then I went back to this tool that I'm not so sure about right now. But then again, maybe those clumps of paint are a good addition as opposed to a questionable one. And it's hard to say how dark, how seeable, how opaque they'll dry. What have I got? I got black. I've got chestnut brown somewhere too. I've also got, there we go. That's not right. It can't be another 18 minutes. A little chestnut brown. Put some of that right down in a container, or on a surface at least. I want some shorter pieces, and I've got short side of my card. Just going to use my colors up. Sort of because I can. Like the name of my first book on the Amazon link, next to my second book, called Unlimited Possibilities. Why do I want some black in there? There's not much black showing anywhere else. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Hope I'm right about that. I think I like those marks. Could be anything in there. There could be a stream in there, hidden in this little alcove. I'm sure our brains will fill in the gap. That seems like how imagination works to me. Almost done. Almost going to call it done anyway. I could change my mind and come back tomorrow, but it's an awfully long video. It's an interesting way of painting with cards and scraping tools and texture. I haven't actually got as much practice with it as you'd think. So the only thing that I think of right now that I want to do is wipe that away. Let me see if I can. That green tree right there is a problem. But I kind of like my little dab that's left. So, sun in the forest. Alright, that's as done as I'm going to make it for right now. That was an interesting process for sure. I'm going to clean up my mess, but I'm going to shimmer this at you first. I suppose I could probably take a few more minutes and work on adding some more to the trees, and I could do that. And I may. And I need to bring my flashlight back on instead of the camera. Hopefully I didn't completely ruin everything. I think I could work on this a while. So if it looks a little different, you'll understand what happened. I had to go. Thank you for joining me. I think I told you everything. Maybe I forgot to tell you there's a 20% off Colourarte coupon code. I'm hoping I didn't ruin this. I'm definitely going to put some more yellow leaves down here, venturing over to the side. And I may fix that one tree. Otherwise, I love you guys. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now. That's pretty cool, actually. Priscilla out.